Well, what's up, everyone? Time for channel updates. Happy April Fool's Day. It is April Fool's Day today for the U.S. anyway, and I don't have like a prank or anything to do. All right, so everything in this video is kind of serious. So yeah, I was thinking of actually doing something quite funny. I was gonna go to GameStop today, and I was going to walk in there, and because I'm friendly with the manager of my store, I was gonna be like, yeah, I need to cancel all 10 of my pre-orders. I was going to go in there and say that and have like the whole thing recorded, but I just decided not to. That would have been funny, though, just to see the look on his face, because I have like 11 or something games pre-ordered at that store. So, you know, just to go in there and be like, yeah, I'm going to have to cancel each and every one of them. That would have been kind of funny. Definitely would have been funny. So, anyhow, today, before we actually get into the channel update, I do want to do a friendly reminder. That game Caffeine that I did a demo playthrough of, which almost has 500 views, which is quite exceptional. I'm actually really proud of that. Their campaign started about 2 days ago to actually fund the project. Now, if you want to donate, and it's a Kickstarter, if you want to donate, check it out, and I'll leave the link in the description to do that. If you don't know what the game is, you haven't seen my footage, go watch my demo playthrough. That is the video that's been uploaded before this. So definitely go check it out. It's a really interesting horror game, being developed by one sole person, and it's quite good. It is for a kind of first debut. It really does immerse you in its world and its universe. It is pretty interesting. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. And this channel update, the month of April is really kind of slow. This is like our breathing time before we get hit again by E3 with a bunch of new releases kind of like every single week. But we've had this nice, good stretch of games coming out from basically the end of February until the end of March. And, you know, I was able to play and pretty much beat almost all of them with a few exceptions here and there. And, yeah, the month of March was a really good solid month for gaming for this year. It was a nice time to finally get some new games for the new consoles and play them. And some were disappointing, some were fun and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I pretty much completed everything except Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, which that game was just something else. I haven't even started. I was originally going to upload a impressions video for Deus Ex The Fall, which is that mobile game they ported onto Steam and PC. I have it installed on my computer. I haven't even touched it. I haven't even played it at all. So I don't think I'm going to do a first impressions video. There isn't really any need. The game's been out for about 2 weeks. It's been out for, I think, a couple years on iOS devices. So I don't really think anyone cares about it. But I do have that installed already. The month of April, we have only 2 releases, at least that I'm interested in. All right, those releases are, one of them's next week, and that is a game called Daylight. Now, this is another indie horror game that is built on the Unreal Engine 4. Looks really interesting and really good. This may be the game that can basically surpass Outlast in terms of its fear and you know its whole scary sort of environment. It does look interesting. It has like this supernatural twist to it. You're this one girl that wakes up in this like abandoned hospital, and all you have is your phone, and your phone actually guides you in which direction you're supposed to go, and basically like the light is like your friend. It's very interesting. It's coming out on Steam and on the PlayStation 4. I am getting it on the PlayStation 4, and here's why. I can get it right now on Steam for $10. The problem is I don't know if my computer could run it that well. It is Unreal Engine 4, and the recommended specs say you need at least 6 gigabytes of RAM, which, you know, I'm fine with, but a 3.4 gigahertz quad-core processor. Now I have a quad-core processor, but it's at 3.3 gigahertz, and the likely thing is that since this is the Unreal Engine 4, it's their next generation engine. If I actually boot this thing on my PC and I try to record gameplay at the same time, I think it's going to be a little bit too much for my processor to sort of, you know, process both my recording gameplay and the game and not have the game chop up in some way. So to play it safe, I'm going to be getting it on the PlayStation 4. You guys, just by watching my videos, you guys are going to be paying for it, so thank you guys so much. And pretty much I'm going to be doing that. It's supposed to be 1080p and 60 frames per second on PS4. At least that's the target for what the developers are wanting to do. But it's going to be interesting, and I'm definitely going to play it. I actually am thinking I'm going to stream it as well. I'll probably do what I did with Outlast, maybe do some streaming of the game, and should be really interesting. All right, so that comes out April 8th. All right, and at the end of the month, we also have The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now, this is the brand new sequel to a game that actually pleasantly surprised me back when it released in 2012. The Amazing Spider-Man was one of the very few good Spider-Man games when it came out at the end of June, I believe. And I really did enjoy the Amazing Spider-Man game. I actually enjoyed the story for the game more than I enjoyed the movie. So it was kind of interesting, but I was pleasantly surprised with it. So with the Amazing Spider-Man 2, they uploaded some gameplay, and I looked at it, and apparently it was taken from the PlayStation 4, and all I noticed was a bunch of pop-in, and the game looked surprisingly dull and ugly. Like it was kind of really ugly, like unacceptable for a next-gen game. It's a movie license game. You know their budget's like down here. That they probably, they only get as much money as they really need to get the game out there. I don't know though, but I'm gonna be getting the game because the last game was fun. And if it's anything like the second game, it should be pretty. Or if the second game is anything like the first game, it should be very fun to play. So when I picked that comes out like the end of April, April 29th, I believe is the release. So when I picked that up on the PlayStation 4, we're gonna be playing that, gonna be testing out. Hopefully, it should look good and run well at the same time. Hopefully, it's a 60 frames per second, 1080p. If it's only 30 frames per second, that's kind of embarrassing, considering the game looks as bad as it does and the pop-in is as significant as it already is. But if it's fun, it's fun. And hopefully it is fun. So we got that. And those are pretty much the only two releases. It's a very dead month. This month is kind of like the month where we can sit back, relax, and try to beat the games that we picked up in March if we haven't been able to already, and also play some more of those games that we picked up. I've been playing some more Titanfall. I want to get to level 50 so I can get that achievement, but I'm kind of like debating it right now because I'm kind of bored with it. It's like Titanfall is, I mean, the game just came out like almost a month ago, practically a month ago, and I lost interest in that game so quickly. I'm so surprised because the beta was a lot of fun and the game was initially fun, but the formula just really dies down. So it's hard for me to jump back into Titanfall and play it consistently. And want to definitely get to level 50 and prestige and all that crap. But I'll probably in due time I'll probably get to level 50 and then that's it. I probably won't ever play the game again. It doesn't have enough to really warrant itself a continuous giving experience, one where you can actually have the game or play the game and get something new out of it every single time. And that's really what I think, more so than adding something new to the first-person shooter genre. It's just a fatigue of us having so many FPSs on the market that anything that is even remotely an FPS, we sort of get bored from. So, and that's sort of what's happening with me, is you have this new formula in Titanfall with the Titans, and that's really cool and everything, but it's an FPS. And I think we're all tired, we all get eventually tired of playing an FPS. It's just, that genre's just been so used up. And it's hurting games like Titanfall that want to jump in here and be a new IP. It's kind of hurting them grow because of it. So yeah, it's kind of difficult with me trying to get in there and play more than 2 hours at a time. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do it. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully it will be fine. Now, I'll have my list here. Hold on, I made a list for the channel update. I want to do this from now on. All right. Even though this month is rather dead in terms of really new content, there's not a lot coming out, I am still going to be doing some other stuff. I'm going to have more discussion vlogs Hopefully there'll be some topics that will be unveiled in news throughout throughout the coming weeks for the month, and I'm going to definitely be talking about them. I did my Watch Dogs graphics controversy, which has actually surpassed 27,000 views, which is exceptional. I never, when I put that video up, it wasn't my intent to actually, make it as well known as it's getting. When you just type in Watch Dogs on YouTube, it's like on the first page. I don't know why. I made that video like 3 days, 4 days after the topic had already been, discussed and announced, and people are still watching it, people are still commenting on it, and I actually didn't really expect to attract many hardcore PC gamers. So, I made this comment saying, the average person doesn't have a SLI GTX 680 setup, and I still stand by that. The average person is not going to have an SLI GTX 680 setup. But then you have people in the comments saying, oh, I have two 770s, and I have dual GTX Titans, and I have like SLI 690s, and it's like all these like hardcore PC gamers are coming at me, and it's just like, I didn't intend for this to happen. So we're gonna see. I did surpass 4,000 subscribers. I think I'm up. I think I'm like a 4,100 plus right at the moment. So thank you guys so much. My goal for the end of 2014 was to get 5,000 subs, and it looks like I'm definitely going to meet and surpass that goal. Before the year's over. So thank you guys so much. I'm really happy about the progress that I've been making, especially after all these years of me doing this. It's been a slow growth, but it's starting to speed up, which is good. Now, with me getting a bigger fan base, there has to be changes in content, and I'm eventually going to stagnate. I'm eventually going to hit that point where okay, this is the set amount of subscribers I have, and if I want to get more, I'm going to have to do something different. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, what can I provide that's different? What can I provide that's different that can maybe grab the attention of another audience, or maybe more people who are just not familiar? Because if I just do impressions, and all I do is impressions and unboxings and discussion vlogs, no one really wants to watch. It's not the type of content that a large fan base would want to watch. It has to be something that's new, something that attracts the attention of multiple facets of people, from who are into gaming, who are more multiplayer, and so on and so forth. So with this, it's not going to happen immediately, but I am going to have to think of something. I think I'm going to have to come up with something that's new, and that's something I can keep myself fresh, so I can keep gaining a bigger audience, because I don't want to have to stagnate at like 7,000-8,000 subs, and that's just the number I'm going to have until I actually change up the formula. So I'm going to have to really take time and think about, okay, what can I provide that's going to attract more people? Again, that's going to be the next big thing that people are interested in watching. So we're going to have to see. That being said, I am looking to just add content, not take away content. So don't think that my impressions, my unboxing are going away. Definitely not. Everything I have right now is staying. It's just I'm going to have to add more to it, and that can only be a good thing, because you'll have more content to watch, and hopefully more variety of content to watch. So that's basically what's going to be going on this month. Now, personally, what I've been doing this week, I'm actually going to be sending an email out to Ubisoft, EA, as well as asking Microsoft on Twitter for invitations to their E3 press conferences. E3 is in June. I went to Microsoft's E3 press conference. I won a contest from them on Twitter, and out of the thousands of people who entered, I somehow won. I don't know. I just did. But I was able to go. I brought my friends along, and we had a bunch of fun. It was really loud, and it was, even though the press conference didn't have the level of engagement as Sony's as well as Sony's was, it was still a really good experience, and I really enjoyed the experience. So I'm going to send an email out to EA and to Ubisoft. I have their PR emails, and also I'm going to send a direct message to Microsoft over Twitter, asking them, hey, I'd like to cover your press conference. Do you think you can get me in? And hopefully they will say yes. Hopefully they will. Usually the PR guys are very friendly. They want to help you out. So I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, and you guys hope too, because if I go to these press conferences, I can cover them. I can do videos, and with the fan base that I have now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to want to see. Hey, I want to. What is it like going to an E3 press conference from a first-person perspective, not from the media outlets where they interview people, but from a person who's kind of waking up, who's going out there to LA, who's gonna go sit there and who's gonna watch and stuff like that, and who's gonna talk with people, and what's that experience like? And you can really only get that from someone who isn't in the media, someone like myself who kind of just goes in there and just wants to have a good time and cover it and let you guys know what I think, and that's basically the ultimate end of what I want to do here. So hopefully, by letting EA, Ubisoft, and Microsoft know that, I don't have Sony's PR email, unfortunately. I would love to go to I'd love to go to all the press conferences, but I don't have their contact information. I may see if I can get it. We're going to have to see, but hopefully it all works out. Hopefully I'll be able to go, and I'll have my friends along, and we can cover the events, give our personal thoughts, and you guys will see what it's like going to these press conferences, and maybe meet some cool people. I know when I was leaving the Microsoft press conference, the CEO of Activision, who's always there at the Call of Duty stuff, he was right there next to me. We were just walking out, and he just appeared there out of nowhere. So, and meeting other people, maybe I saw Angry Joe there when I went to Microsoft, and I yelled from him from my car. So that was, can't believe I did that. But meeting people and seeing what it's like. So I'm going to send those guys an email. Again, please pray, cross your fingers that will hopefully work out, and I can go and I can give you guys a bigger sort of experience from my perspective about going to these press conferences and just it being Microsoft. I love to go to EA and just be there so I can scream from my seat as they show Mirror's Edge 2 in action. I would love that, but where it has to happen first. So that's pretty much it. What have I been doing personally? This is for people who are interested in my personal stuff. All right, so channel update's over as far as the content that you want to see. But what have I been doing personally? I just this past weekend, it has been one of my goals since January was I was replaying a couple games over, and I decided to replay the first Mass Effect because when I played the first Mass Effect, I kind of just went through the story and that's it, and then I went to Mass Effect 2. I actually played Mass Effect 2 first. I really liked it. I rented the original Mass Effect from GameFly back when I had that service, and I basically play through just the story. It just took me about like 8 hours or something. I just did the story. So I would have an import file that I can import into Mass Effect 2 and then import into Mass Effect 3. But I never took my time with the first Mass Effect. So I actually bought the first Mass Effect, a while ago, because I intended to play it again. And I decided to kind of replay it in January, and just yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I beat the game. So I spent about like 24 hours into it. And keep in mind, I was going back and forth between different houses, so I didn't have a lot of time there. And there was also other stuff coming out. So, but I did beat the first Mass Effect. I did pretty much everything I could, except for the fetch quests and stuff like that. So I had a really fun time playing it. And, I'm going to actually, when I start Mass Effect 2, I'm going to have that save file import into Mass Effect 2, and then import into Mass Effect 3 when I start that, and then I'll have really a true experience. The way it's going with the first Mass Effect is I actually did something kind of completely different. And some stuff happened that I didn't really intend to happen, but it did. And ultimately, I got a pretty cool and different ending. So it's going to be interesting to see how my story changes, from time to time. So it's going to be pretty cool. And I also beat the second and the last DLC for BioShock Infinite, Burial at Sea Episode 2. And I liked it much more than the first Burial at Sea episode. The first Burial at Sea DLC for Infinite was fun, but it kind of like gave you a good perspective on story-wise and had a cool twist at the end. But the problem with BioShock Infinite, and it kind of sucks because I really do love the game. It's an amazing graphical art style, amazing story. It's just that the gameplay kind of ruins it. It's just a first-person shooter, and it just kind of, it's fun, but it doesn't have enough to really vary it up a lot. So, and like the first Bioshock was more of a survival horror game, this Infinite was more of like an action-based kind of game. So, but it kind of the first episode I enjoyed, and then I just beat the second episode, which I actually enjoyed a lot more. And now Bioshock Infinite is over, I guess. Like they're not releasing any more DLC, and then Ken Levine closed down Irrational Games. So yeah, Bioshock is still going to be continuing according to Take-Two, which I don't know how I feel about that because, to be honest, Ken Levine kind of made Bioshock what it was, that rich, very complex storyline. I don't know if anyone else can really come to the table and give something that's that can evoke the same sort of complexity and you know, entertainment and intrigue that the first Bioshock and that basically Ken Levine's versions of Bioshock did. So it's gonna be rather interesting to see where the series goes. But I did have fun with Infinite, and I did like the DLC, except for the first one, the very first stupid challenge map one. That was a really stupid, awful DLC that was just boring. So, but anyway, basically that's it. I mean, there's not really much happening this month. I'm gonna be doing some stuff on the side for getting preparation for E3, and then basically at the end of May we start getting new releases. We have Wolfenstein: A New Order, which looks really good. We have Watch Dogs, which is finally gonna be coming out. We have Murdered Soul Suspect, which is gonna be interesting. Sniper Elite is in June. Murdered and Sniper Elite are in June, and then E3 is the week of my birthday. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. All that coming at once. So yeah, pretty much that's it, guys. I don't think anything else is coming out besides I missed anything. I think Wolf Among Us Episode 3 that's supposed to be released sometime this month, whenever it does. So that'll be it, guys. You have a great day. You have a great weekend. Rest of the week, whatever. I'll talk to you guys later. Join me for I'll have my Daylight Impressions first 30 minutes when that game comes out next week. And I'll also be streaming it. So if you missed my Outlast streams, don't worry. They're coming back. Alright? They're coming back with Daylight. So it's going to be the same thing. I'm trying to... I actually could have got a PlayStation camera. The reason I didn't is because I'm kind of tight on money right now. So when I can afford to spend $60, just throw it away and buy a camera for that I'm probably going to use a couple times. I'm not going to stream that much. I will, but I'm just kind of trying to recuperate myself financially, just trying to gain a foothold stably with finances and stuff like that. Because when I bought those two consoles on release, I got raped. My wallet got raped. So I'm trying to recover from that. You guys have a great day. Talk to you later.